Hey people, I hope you're doing well. Eid Mubarak to whoever is celebrating. I had some donuts and I made myself a latte, like just an iced latte, but it's not really iced anymore because I was impatient and put the coffee in and it was too hot. Iced latte is better when you make it with actual cold brew, that you have to like let it stew and stuff like overnight and things, but I never do that. Anyway, what I came on here to talk about, as a creative person, I was just thinking about how, like, being in the situation that I've been in and being stalked and having everything stolen by these tech people, like people in Google, people in Meta, ISIS Rail, whoever it is, the UK government, all these stalkers who are basically just affecting my trajectory for me being able to put my work out. And like actually affecting like the ecosystem as well in which I can work. It's like fucking really weird people. Like it's an act, like it actually stops you from being able to appreciate the time when nobody knows you, the time that you actually get to create and get to write and just get to make things like just in your own element. And it makes you focus on other things, like things for protection. Because like obviously as someone who's like not published by other people, like wanting to do it for themselves, you don't have the protection of like another publisher to like protect you from harm or theft or anything like that, or advocate for you. And you don't have an audience either. Like you don't have an audience. Like you only really start to get an audience once you have a body of work, which is why I was making a body of work in the first place, because I want genuine people to have as an audience. Like it's not real when it's like, I'm not saying I don't appreciate the people that are on like following me now, because like you are the OGs and stuff, and I don't have a body of work and stuff that I've shared with anyone yet, but like it makes you focus on like wanting to grow for like the wrong reasons, because it makes you think, well, if I have a bigger audience, then I can access help, like, which is just stupid. That's not a thing that should be a motivator for anything that you make. But that's the situation that it's like we'll get pushed in. And like I just hate anything, like anything about AI now. I'm completely turned off. Anything about technology, like in that regard, I'm completely turned off. Whereas in the past, I was like, in my old career, for example, in healthcare, I was pushing pilots that used AI for like patients with neurological conditions or dermatological conditions with the specialist centre. Like I was that kind of innovator. Whereas now, but that's completely different. That's using AI how it should be used, where it's like a tool or like an instrument that is integrated and complementary to what already exists, or is like an extension of it. It's like from from them, that service themselves. It's not another site stealing the work that the centre that I was working with was doing, and then using AI and then claiming the credit for it, writing about it in all the journals, that it goes worldwide. And they can be seen as like the leads for it. It's not that, it's that the team who are actually the developers using AI to enhance and support what they're doing. And now I've just, when it comes to my art, I'm just completely like, I just feel sick because of what's happened to me. And it's not being used appropriately. It's like the artist is just there with the original work, being completely isolated, alienated, suppressed, and then with like no audience or nothing to really show for like all the work that they're just doing in the dark. And then the people who are like not creative at all, they're just the tech people. They could be like graduates on a do you know what I mean? It could be just graduates from a graduate scheme that just think they're doing the job or whatever. But they're actually ruining lives. But anyway, it's like them. They are like masked. They're like masked people who are just building models off art they don't really understand. They don't understand the essence of it. They're not the essence of it themselves. And they're just like raking all the money in because they have all this infrastructure that's been built in big corporations. That's like millions of pounds of infrastructure and big teams and all of that. And basically, like, it just deprives everyone from everywhere, because the artist who's the creator of the work never gets the full vision realized. And then whatever's produced from the AI and stuff is distorted because it's not made like how I was describing earlier. It's not like an instrument that's being used, like, for example, like a musical instrument, like the ukulele. It's not like I'm, as an artist, tuning an instrument and using it. It's somebody else tuning an instrument and they don't know how to tune it. They don't know how to tune it. They've they don't know all the steps, and they've not gone on the journey along the way. They don't have, because at the end of the day, like, art is not the same if you've not suffered for it. It's not the same. It takes away from it, and the result is never going to be, it doesn't matter how much millions and stuff they've made of stealing what they've made now. The impact and stuff that would have been had had this interference not happened, will never, that's been taken away. They've interfered with people's journeys, like what I was saying in the previous video about DJ Mag's channel, and he talks about all these big hits that everyone knows that transcend generations. It gets artists interviewed. They're interfering with that. And it's like, oh, like, obviously I don't have any hits and stuff now or anything like that, but how shit is it gonna be? Because I don't know how many more of people like me there is. Do you know what I mean? Where in their story is going to be like, well, I was almost ready 3 years before I was, because AI tried to ruin my life. And is that going to be like a epidemic? That's not a good story of how an artist came of age, like, or broke through. In the end, it's not, because it's like, oh, it's like, what's it called? Oh, like it's like being a thalidomide baby or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Or, you know, some that's, I don't know if that, like, people know what that is, but it's like being like the victim of like a mass medical negligence or so, you know, something like that. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's really, really, like, when people look back at this time and they were just asleep, you know, just like, because there's so many people in the industry that's just asleep, that they're trying to work with the government to make sure that we integrate AI, and they don't understand that they're being used and coerced into just doing the bidding of all of these big corporations, because they're just being agreeable, and it's not like that's not going to do anything. AI is only going to have an impact artistically, as I have described, as if people are using it and they're the genuine musicians. That's the only way. If they're not the genuine musicians and it's people being robbed and all work being pirated and stuff like that, and that's basically what we've seen on a mass scale. That's the majority of AI stuff that's out there. So we're being deprived of genuine art. One, the artists are not being able to connect. Like, none of my work is complete until I get audience interaction from it. None. I've learned that, like, from actual performances in the past. Like, that's when I realized, from like 2022 was like when I first started to feel that. And also justice, because, like, if you go through experiences and this is the way that you're going to actually transcend them and overcome them, and the reaching the end of, like, it's like reaching the end of the path, like, and to be able to move on, that's being taken away. That's being taken away from people's healing and from people's, like, genuine, you know, just human. It's just a human capacity for healing is being interrupted and interfered with. It's disgusting, really. It's disgusting. Anyway, I hope that made sense. I know it's going to make sense for some people, so if it doesn't make sense for you, then yeah, it might do later, or it's just not, it's not something. Or you're the robber. Like, you might be the robber stalking me, who might have a, what's it called, an awakening. I don't know. Oh yeah, so I've actually got a list now of all the videos, all the downloads of the videos of the topics that I want to talk about, and that was one of them. So, like, they're gonna come in time. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't put makeup on today because I've put, so basically, if people don't know, I only discovered this 2 years ago, which I'm kind of ashamed about, but the best makeup remover is fractionated coconut oil with vitamin E in it. And I discovered it in Colombia when I was traveling 2 years ago, because I needed some moisturizer, and then found this in a pharmacy, and it doubled up as a makeup remover. And I'm really embarrassed I've only discovered it like 2 years ago, because I used to, like, buy really expensive makeup remover, like, really embarrassing, like, stuff that used to work, because I used to buy, like, Yves Saint Laurent mascara that needed it and stuff, and it did work, but it was just expensive. Whereas fractionated coconut oil with vitamin E, and, like, the one I got in Colombia was already mixed, but now I just buy both of them and like I just mix it. But anyway, it's like it depends like how you mix and stuff. I think this mixture is a bit more greasy than last time, but I just want my skin to have the oil in it today. So sorry to the people who liked the makeup of the last video. Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. But yeah, you got a free makeup tip as well. Yeah. See you in the next video. Love yous. Please do the free things. It helps me and the channel grow. Help me get to 500 subscribers, saying that because I do need access to the help of YouTube, because identity theft is very serious and being blocked from being able to do anything about it is very serious as well. So although I did talk about that in my video, how you shouldn't do things with that, but I am in the situation that I'm in, and just yeah, it's really sad. Really sad, but it is very serious, and it's like YouTube should do something about that, because you can't, that people being targeted on purpose that don't have support like me, like don't have publishing support, I don't have audience support, I don't have the numbers to be able to access the proper help, on purpose being suppressed from it as well. That's very serious. Anyway, love yous, and see you in the next video. Have a good day, morning, evening, whatever time of day.